Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day and welcome to another enthralling episode of the White Blood Panorama, a show that tries to dissect national burning issues on your favorite channel, White Blood Multimedia. I'm your host, Umar Isa Dandago. Well, my guest today is an advisor to Kano State Governor on revenue generation, a very interesting field of debate here in Kano. Honorable Habibu Saleh Muhammad Lemo, former chairman, Fagge local government, and a two-term SA to the governor on revenue generation. That means he's getting the job done to the satisfaction of the governor. That's great. Muhammad Lemo in 2019 at a town hall meeting here in Kano urged politicians to, quote, focus on issue-based campaigns rather than inflammatory comments that would mean no well for the state and the nation in general. And he's here in the studio to talk us through a lot of issues, a number of issues that have to do with revenue generation here in the state, and how the state government is, or what the state government is doing with the taxpayers' money. Is it spending it judiciously or not? Well, Honorable Habibu Saleh Muhammad Lemo joins me now in the studio. Thank you very much indeed for coming.
Thank you.
Honorable, it's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, one interesting thing I'm going to kick off with is I find it interesting talking to politicians, because whenever you try putting a question to them that does not suit their interest, they would say, hey, no. They will not even indirectly answer the question. They will look at you directly and say no. And I like debating with them. So welcome once again.
Yeah,
that's a bit of joke.
Yeah.
Briefly, I know that you served as a chairman of Fagge local government, a very important, a significant local government in the city of Kano, where it houses many of the markets that we are proud of here in Kano. What do you normally remember when you look back at the time you spent as a chairman? Are you proud of that?
Well, nishadantarwa, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to start by thanking God the Almighty for making it possible for me to be here with you, and also for making it possible for me to serve in the various capacities as you mentioned before. A former local government chairman, a special advisor to the governor twice on very sensitive and very important area, which is inter-religious revenue. And I think I have to at this point also express my deep and sincere appreciation to His Excellency for giving me that opportunity twice. To me, I believe it connotes some sort of trust, and also it's a very heavy responsibility. And once again, I thank him for that. Now, back to your question. I left Federal Revenue Service on my own, and probably due to the fact that I had an opportunity to meet with several organs of government, probably from the lowest organ, which is the local government, state, and the federal government as well. And I've seen how various office holders man their offices and utilize the resources within their own disposal to make a positive change to the generality of public as at that particular time and what have you. And I think that is one of the driving factors that led me to quitting Federal Civil Service job, and also got to the some call it Mickey water of politics, or what have you, but alhamdulillah, it has been a successful journey, and I'm absolutely proud of what I did as the chairman, and also proud of what I learned also as chief executive, and also the challenges that comes with the job, as well as the general perceptions of public towards individual actions or inactions and what have you. And alhamdulillah, when we come on board, I met a local government probably per less than what I have expected.
Wow.
Coming, from the federal and one of the most organized public service sector then. I came to local government that is to the lowest level, and I discovered a lot of things need to be done. To start with, we do not even have any single structure upon which probably we are going to lay out things that we expect to run out naturally. And it now becomes the main work, what we have to start with, trying to develop a structure that has to do with educational development, and as well as revenue structure, where we will be able to harness the resources available to be able to probably do what we desire to do in areas of education, health, and what have you. And
sorry to cut you off. We will pick up on that issue, but one interesting thing about politicians here in Nigeria is when you ask them as a journalist to tell you how they got to the office or what they saw when they first got into the office, they will say that well, they would either directly or indirectly criticize the past administration, which you would also have in a clever way done, so that you didn't see what you had anticipated to see.
Yeah,
is that fair for politicians?
No, the issue is I'm telling you my personal experience. You understand, and I back it up with the fact. You know, I am not just somebody who have not been to any office, who have not practiced any sort of leadership, that just badge in and become the chairman. And I wasn't an accidental chairman. I become a chairman by choice. I chooses to quit safe haven because I was doing extremely well in Federal Revenue Service, and I have a brighter future. I was serving as a deputy manager. I was second in command in the office I left, you understand? And so many cries, why should I even do that and all that. So it's not as if I actually become a chairman by somebody's wishful thinking or by anything. It's by my own design. I chooses to be a chairman, and I've told you why. You understand?
To help
I tell you because I have seen it. I've seen it happening at a point when I was in Federal Revenue Service. I had an opportunity to work within 774 local government of the Federation. You understand? I've seen the differences. I've seen where you have local government that are more organized than the others, and what have you. So it's not as if I'm criticizing anything. I'm telling you personally, you understand, based on the experiences I have, coming from an organized public sector, one of the most organized as at that particular time, public sector, Federal Revenue Service. You understand? Coming now to serve in a local government, you understand? Just imagine, in Federal Revenue as at that particular time, I interact directly with my chairman, bear my own email address. We correspond with one another, bear technology and what have you. The filing system is technology based and several other things, you understand? And coming down to the local government,
you saw a totally different story.
So it's entirely.
So that gave you the opportunity, or that gave you the thinking, the instinct to come down.
So coming to local government, naturally there might be some level of disappointments here and there, but all the same, you chooses to be there. So it's now up to you to make that particular difference and what have you.
And you mentioned the word crying. A lot of people criticized you for taking the risk to leave.
So much such that a lot of people actually goes to my dad. A very influential people, so to say. Some were even up to a level of a deputy commissioner of police, trying to compel my father to kind of compel me not to do this and all that.
Because the politics is said to be dirty.
Because of a lot of perceptions people give the names and whatever they have given politics and politician as well. And I think when people look at the young man that I am as at that particular time, with maybe the area of the qualifications I have and also the field I was actually trading on, people will look at it and you have all the 4 H's, but you can rise to the highest level without suffering any kind of attacks or whatever from politics and what have you. But I chooses to come down actually because I feel there is something I need to offer, and because I feel maybe I will change some few narratives out of what is already on ground, and also for me to be able to learn also. You understand? So that if tomorrow I'm going to talk about local government, I should be fair enough to say exactly as things are.
And you will talk from experience. A lot of people have this attitude or opinion that there is a world of difference between what should happen, that's ideal, and what happens on the ground. When you first became the chairman of Fagge local government, Were you able to execute all the plans that you had, or most of the plans that you had in mind? Was it possible for you to do that?
In fairness to your own question, when I come up and I serve for a single term, I can say to some extent I have achieved certain goal I've set for myself. But if I'm going to put it in a written terms, I can say that I barely achieve just 30% of what I have intended to achieve.
Why?
Yeah, like I told you, the structure was not there for me to roll out things naturally, and not only the structure, you also demand power. You understand? It's just like the raw material. You understand? You intended to cook a particular soup, and unfortunately you're in a different land. For example, you want to cook a local dialect here,
like
but maybe in Europe or somewhere else, where reaching out to those ingredients that will have make it a perfect thing is actually a problem as well. You know, there is also these perceptions that you need to change, and there is also fear. You understand? Even the staff of the local governments, you understand, will want to put you on a radar, will want to study you before they even begin to agree to work with you, because of several experiences of the panel
and the politics that is being played,
and also the politics on the ground,
and the influence of the state government.
So you see, those are things that are not natural. They are things that are there, and people are really just working to make sure that things. For example, the first thing I have wanted to tackle, you understand, I wanted to have made all the FHCs, that is the primary health centers, functional to such a level that people should have confidence that so elements can 100% be treated in the closest health service providing institution around them. You understand? Because we went to a particular hospital where the beds are there, but there are no mattresses. In fact, we are like at a zero level in terms of facilities you need to even treat the patients. You understand?
Yeah,
so what we did was that.
How did you source the money?
Yeah, I used the internally generated revenue.
Okay, you did not ask the state governor.
I have tried, but as at that time there was a problem. You understand? We are in overseas. You understand?
Yeah,
so we were trying to settle salary and what have you. And that is when my experience come to bear as somebody who worked at the Federal Inland Revenue Service. I was able to generate about 20 million naira through the internal source, you understand, to be able to now provide to all the primary health centers that we have. And I'm proud of that, because up to today, if you still go there, it is the same beds we have for the care, the same facilities we have that are still there in that particular hospital.
That's great.
And also I was able to use my own experience and connection to reach out to other agencies, non-governmental agencies and those donor agencies. I was able to get about 2 hospitals perfectly, you understand, renovated from zero to ultimate. You understand?
That's great.
And without the cover from the local governments, these people, is because of my presentation, they were able to move a particular funds that ordinarily would have gone back to the donor countries. You understand? And we were able to secure the ponder rights, you understand, to get the job done. And I am happy I left a better department of health in Fagge local government, which I believe up to today people are still proud of it. I was able to build 3 new hospitals from scratch directly, you understand? And the particular hospital that is there now, I have an equipment there in that hospital that may last for over 30 years.
Oh, that's great. So,
because some of the equipment were also procured from the donor agencies, so they were neither from the funds of the local government. And before I left, in trying to protect the hospital, I insist that the community association, kind of a community-based association that should be responsible for management and taking care of that particular hospital is in place. And thank God they have been doing wonderfully well, trying to protect the theft of that particular equipment and what have you. So in the next 10 years, they will still have a lot of equipment in stock that they can continue to use up to a very long period of time.
Briefly, nothing goes for nothing. You said you got some fund, some support, financial support from some donor, international donor agencies. What did they ask you in return?
A presentation. Just shall I convince them? That was it. So, and I took my time to do that.
Okay.
You understand? We had several sessions with these people, locally and even internationally, because this what they intended to do then was like out of their budget. It's not meant for that area, but the funds in there. I was able to find that out, and I put a request to it, and now they have to evaluate. You understand my proposal. And not only that, maybe proposal somebody can just come up with it. You understand? I have to depend what is in that particular proposals. We have to go on kind of series of meetings, virtual and what have you, before I was able to convince them to actually now bear that particular funds to do that. So actually, absolutely at no cost to the local governments, and also at no stress to anybody else.
That's great. So I hope other local government chairmen would be able to copy you and emulate from you, so that they will develop their own local governments. Let's now move on from you being the chairman to now being you as an SA special advisor to Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji on internally generated revenues. This question, very simple, straightforward. How much does Kano State government generate as a revenue every year? Let's put it this, monthly, yearly.
Well, I think for the last 2 years, the average the state government generates is about 40 billion in a year. That is 40 billion in a year. That is the average.
Was it in 2021 or 2020?
Yeah, I see for the last 3 years, even though during the COVID-19 scenario, we have to get it has to go down, you understand? But if you now put it on average, you get it across to that level that the last year it was 38 billion. 38 billion. You understand? And the year before that was about 42 billion. You know, you pick the two from there, you add it up, it's give you that particular average. And also you go down pre-COVID-19 issue, we also have that particular range as what we generate as state internally generated revenue.
Did you have the figures, the exact figures of what Kano State government was able to generate before you came to power, compared to after you coming to power? Then what's the difference? What's the margin? What's the development?
Well, the truth is that, you see, revenue is a function of so many things. You understand? And just like the normal business activities fluctuate, even for a company, a lot of other things is a very volatile thing, kind of a thing. And the state government, immediately His Excellency, the executive owner, come on board, he made an unfinished process of providing autonomy to the state internally generated revenue as part of the recommendation made for the service to be able to function optimally, independently, and feel free to take decisions in tandem with existing laws, and also that will go in a long way in enhancing the revenue generation in the state. And I think His Excellency did not waste time. He speed up the process, and we are happy. The state internally generated revenue the service is already independent. It has its own autonomy, and it has the power to recruit, pick the best by itself, and function independently.
You're saying independently without the meddling and interference of the state government?
Yeah, with a minimal of it. Because I think,
there has to be.
Naturally there is no agency of a government that will be 100% independent. You can be autonomous in certain areas. You understand? A lot of bottlenecks are going to be shortened to the barest possible. You understand? Because you are not going to work in isolation. As a service is just an agency of the government that is saddled with responsibility of assisting, collecting, and also accounting for the revenues generated by the state. So I am just trying to show you that there are a lot of processes that actually which the governor provided the needed support, which jack off. Initially, before the coming of the government, it was like 30, 31, it was actually going up. But also we had encountered some hitches here and there, because once there is a change of the leadership, then when there are other reforms, sometimes reforms tend to slow the pace of you understand the expected yield, because you have to change certain things, you have to introduce new ways of doing things and what have you. But by and large, I believe with most of those things on ground now, the service is already autonomous, and not only autonomous, also it's automated. You understand? Trying to block the leakages.
Yes.
You understand? And also it's reaching out, you understand, for the final integration. You understand, of all the relevant MDAs and other revenue generation MDAs and agencies as well.
Yes.
To have a holistic, you understand, view, both horizontal and vertical, of the individual revenue streams, as well as the aggregated revenue, you understand, that is coming to the cover of the state. So I think we have gone far in that aspect. Some of the MDAs have already been integrated. Some are still in the process of being integrated, and there were several roles. There have to be a new whole of legislation. Thank God we have passed through that one as well. So I believe next year is going to be extremely better than this year, and also we are out of recession, if not for maybe any other reason, but we believe that it's going to be better than what it is on the ground.
You talked about automation, the use of machine and technology in collecting the revenue and the taxes from the people of Kano, or the businesses they operate. Other people are complaining, especially some businessmen and women at Quarry Market, saying that some people just come randomly different times to come and collect money in the form of, or in the name of revenue. Okay, they will say they are complaining about revenue from local government, revenue from the market, and revenue from the state government. The problem is that they don't know who to trust, even though they just give out the money. Something like that. What do you have to say about that?
I wish they are here. We talk about this. You see, every single revenue being asked or assessed or intended to be collected must be backed by legislation.
Okay.
And we have 3 tiers of government, and each of these 3 years, 3 tiers of the government, you understand, have a particular revenue item that is, you understand, that's supposed to go to that.
Okay.
I think the reality of what they are saying might be true, but in a way, they need to educate themselves first.
Okay.
You understand? They need to know, why am I feeling this? That is the first question they should ask themselves.
Okay.
And
they should ask themselves, or they should ask those who claim to be the government.
Yeah,
agents.
you have to ask yourself first, before, when you now know what you're supposed to pay.
Okay.
You understand? If somebody asks you to pay something different, you tell him, no, I'm not paying this, because I'm not supposed to pay this. And that is what I've been running a lot of sensitization program. We've been telling people this. Sometimes I wonder, you want to set up business here, you understand? You know you need to rent a shop, you know you need to pay for paper, NEFA bill, you know you need to maybe buy certain things to take care of your toilets, you know, maintenance and what have you. Those things you find out yourselves. You understand? Likewise, when you're registering business, you understand? You know what to do, you know where to pay your money, you know who to meet and what have you. Now, why won't you be able to just learn a little as to what is expected of you to pay running a particular business? And all those information are there underneath. You understand? Kano State Internal Revenue have a platform called Kigra.
Okay.
You understand? You can be able to log into that Kigra, put the right information there, get the right assessments there, pay the right taxes there. And all you need, you can even have your online receipt. So all you need for any taxpayer that comes to you what are you here to collect? This, I have paid for this.
Okay.
And this is my evidence. Nobody is going to bother you. When you show somebody 3 or 4 times like that, he's not even going to come to your own place.
So now are you saying to Quarry Market businessmen that if whoever comes to them asking for tax,
first, before anybody comes to them, let them know what they are supposed to pay.
The amount.
What did the law says? When you are running this kind of a business, are you paying monthly? Are you paying yearly? Are you paying this? The laws are there. First, arm yourself with that knowledge. You understand? Then the rest will take care of itself.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it is true. The local government have right to collect shop rate if you are running shop.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
And they can also collect sanitation.
Okay.
It is within the law that they should do that.
But maybe the government,
you understand?
The government needs to make this information available.
They know.
And inform them.
They know.
Okay, this is for this and this is for
They
that.
know. And they know where to get that information.
Okay. So they should be complaining.
Everybody knows that where to get that information. Now, the reality of it is that if I want to shortchange the government, I will not want to do the right thing.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
I will prefer to deal with the taxpayer that will come, who also wanted to shortchange government. So that we can have a compromise. We can agree on a particular point of time.
Yeah.
Because revenue is not a negotiable something.
Okay.
It's always fixed, either in percentage or in figure or in rate.
Okay.
So there's no point of view, somebody, a revenue person come, you start negotiation from 500,000 to 200,000 to this. If you know what to pay, you know what to pay.
You believe that there is a corruption going on there?
No, this is a normal norms. Everybody knows.
Or something
This
like
is
that.
a normal norms.
Okay.
It's what everybody knows.
And is it coming from your own side?
It's coming largely from the taxpayers because they do the opening.
Okay.
You have to like what the Hausa people say
Yes, of course.
you understand? If you are armed with what to pay, you know what to pay, and you do it at the right time. When they come today, you show them receipt. When they come tomorrow, you show them receipt. You don't even need to greet them if it need not be.
Yeah.
You understand? When they come, they go. The next time they will not even come to you. They know you are paying you. They know you are a regular taxpayer.
But what are you doing to arrest those people who are impersonating probably and doing whatever they're doing to tarnish the image of your own organization?
Well, to me, this is a societal image, not our organization image alone. Because sometimes somebody who's even collecting revenue from you is not even my staff.
You don't know him, so you have no legal authority to punish him.
He might not even have legal authority to continue to extort you. But because you have a corrupted mind, you want to run away from paying what is right, you prepare to deal with those people.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the platform is on your phone.
Go on the internet. Can you remind us the name of the
Kigra. You can just access it. You can pay whatever class or tax you want to pay to Kano State government.
There is information there.
Everything. You yourself now, you can just log in www.krs.kano.com. It will come off. It will give you all the options. You need a law that backs you to do this, or what you need to pay is there. It's not like people that are paying for licenses and what have you. Every category of the car, what you need to pay for the car is there. Then also the channels of the payments are there.
Good.
You understand? So naturally, issues of extorting multiple taxation, you understand, shouldn't have arises. If you are able to know what you are expected to pay and to which agency you are expected to pay. If I have registered my company as a limited liability company, I know I have no business with state, but only on one particular portion.
What is it?
Yeah, PE.
Okay.
Personal income tax of my employers, which I'm expected to serve as an agent to the state internal revenue to deduct that money from the pay package of the employers and remit the same to state government. So it's not as if you, the company, you are being charged. You understand? You are only serving as an agent of collection to the government. You understand? To now charge those that are your own employers and remit same to the government.
Okay.
So if you are a limited liability company, you deal with Federal Revenue Service.
Okay.
You deal with the state only in the aspect of PE. You understand? And you may deal with local governments in these two other aspects I have said. That of sanitation and some few other things. And all these things are provided in by the law.
Okay.
So if you know what to do, you will have no trouble at all with any revenue officer or what have you.
Finally, before we go, his final question: considering the statistics, over 17 billion in 2020 and a little higher than 15 billion in 2021, where did we get it wrong? And would it be a good idea to borrow the strategic plan used by Kaduna State government? And what caused the drop in the revenue generation? Could it be because of the change in collection method from electronic to manual or paper-based?
All these things, like I told you, when you are trying to transform from a particular point to another, naturally it slows the control of what comes in. And also, like I told you, they were able to probably at that particular time, they were able to integrate at once the entire local governments in Kaduna State. The collection becomes central, and they were also able to get the grant. You understand, directly, you know, RFI with his connection with the people from the finance. That's the truth.
And the politics.
You understand, yeah. And what
so are you going to apply?
No, understand what I'm saying. You understand? Is what he has done, like I said, is remarkable because within a very short period of time, he was able to get all those things tied together, and he was able to get that and what have you. And we're always learning, you understand, not only from them. Last year I was able to be in UK for a study tour on, you know, why is it even when there is a COVID-19 yet the revenue did not fall drastically to a point where it now becomes an alarming or problem. In fact, even the intelligent revenue become the major pillar of development. It's just about shifting a particular base from one area to the other. And we are working very hard actually on that. We have a series of change in the leadership also of the PRS. When people will come, they will have to restudy what is on ground and also build on that, maybe bring changes here and what have you. But so, like I told you, inshallah, next year is going to be better.
In a word, are you going to learn from Kaduna State?
We are learning not only from Kaduna, we are learning from across the federation.
So Kano is too big to learn from Kaduna State?
Last year by this time, people from the Internal Revenue Kano State had a session with the people in Kaduna. So that's what I'm telling you. We are learning not only from Kaduna, we are learning across. You understand? Kaduna might be doing something differently and better. Last time we had session with people from Jigawa, even when Jigawa are not collecting after us. But there might be a particular area where they may have done well. You understand? It's just like a fair group learning and what have you. So it's not a big deal learning from anybody. When Kano State wanted to move, we went to Lagos. I went to Lagos. When we are coming up with what we call LUC, developing the land use charge law, we went for a study tour in Lagos. We went to Edo State, and we also went to one other state I can't remember. And we were able to pick the laws on the ground.
That's great.
Bringing them, look at the peculiarities we have in the state, and we're able to come up with what we have that is ours and our time.
Thank you.
So naturally, we are always ready to learn and do the best we can.
Thank you very much indeed, Honorable, for being on the show.
And for me, I'm thinking of the way to tax you people.
Honorable, this is a small media company.
And integrate you part of.
Why not you help us? You pump in money, so that we can.
So, but the truth is that it's something that we have started off camera discussion with you. You can do better than what you are doing, but what you are doing is absolutely good, and I'm happy because gone are days when just people wanted to talk politics, want to talk about bad and dirty politics and what are you. When we are treating issues, you understand, we are treating issues that touch the lives of the common man. When we are giving people opportunity to express and to see things as they are, you understand, that will in a long run develop a mutual understanding, you understand, between even those in the position of authority and also those that are actually from the other side of it.
Thank you very much indeed, Honorable. It's been a pleasure hosting you on the show. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the show and the big boss Zainab Abdurrahman Agogo, I'm Umar Isa Dandago saying goodbye and see you next.